All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the bullwaves.org long-term Elliott wave count for the Dow, for Dow Jones. This wave count is going to go back through the weekly count down to daily count and the 4-hour count to see if we can kind of unfurl the mystery of what's happening in the stock market at the moment. Okay, first of all, I want to mention to head over to bullwaves.org, get your name on the email list, and we can stay in touch. I send out free updates every week on both on gold, Dow Jones, crude oil, and the major US dollar FX rates. So that's the markets that I cover on the website every night. So get your name on the email list, and we can keep in touch. All right, let's get down into the the long-term Elliott wave count, and we'll start on the U2000, the January 2000 high here, and we'll work our way from there. So the 2000 high, you can see that I've labeled that a wave 3 in brackets, in square brackets. Off that high, we had a very large expanded flat correction in a wave 4, which ended at the 2009 low, and ended with the financial crisis, obviously. Since March 2009, we've had a meteoric rise in stock prices, and I think that rise is most likely over right now. There is a slight chance that we might make one new high, but I don't think it'll be for very long, even if we do. I'm kind of erring on the side of caution right now in June 2018, and I think that the risks are far too high to be positioning yourself long for any extended period of time. Okay, so this is we have a completed wave 3 wave, a completed large wave 3 and A, B, C pattern in an expanded flat wave 4 into 2009, and then 5 waves up. Wave 1 ended in 2011. Short wave 2, you can see it got support on the 200 period moving average, and that line has carried the market up to 2 or 3 degrees of throwovers right now. At this stage, you can see that the long-term trend channel in wave 5 in black there, the price blew out over that in early 17, and since then, you know, it rocketed to 26,600 high, and off that high we've had a nice possible double impulse wave to the downside off that high. So let's get down into the daily chart, and we'll kind of pick apart the recent action. So that was wave 4 of wave 5, and that low of wave 4 completed in 2016, so that'd be February 16, with a contracting triangle in off a wave 3 high. So A, B, C, D, E, contracted triangle, pretty standard, pretty straightforward. And since the wave 4 low, we had a nice 5-wave move up in wave 5. There's one way of looking at the move off the high as a contracting triangle. I don't think market internals kind of support that at the moment. I'm still in favor of this recent high at 26,660 or 26, whatever it was, 26,600 as the all-time high. But we'll deal with that if and when we have to. For the moment, like I said, I think the risks are within the pattern off the high are too high at the moment to be in any way bullish in the short term anyway. Okay, so we had 5 waves up in wave 5 complete. Let's get into this shorter term move off the high, and we'll see if we can glean any information from that high, from the internal pattern. So that's the daily chart. Let's get into the 4-hour chart. So that was the all-time high there, 26,600. I think we've got 5 waves down in wave 1, 3-wave pattern up in wave 2. We've got a wedge pattern possibly in wave 1 again, and we've got a nicely formed pattern within a trend channel, which has reached recent highs then again at the June high of 2018. I think we have a completed 3-wave flat correction to the upside. the price is back down below this upper trend channel again. So in the short term, we could be at a pretty significant pivot point. We could be the market may well be preparing to spill down further in a possible large degree third wave. Okay, so off the high, I think we've got 1-2 and a possible 1-2 complete. The alternate count obviously is this idea that there's a triangle wave and we're moving up into one new high. I think if we break key resistance there at 25,847 in the short term, it might tilt the pattern in favor of that alternate count of one more high. Obviously, if we break 26,600, that will confirm that the market is preparing to make one new high. I don't favor that at the moment, but I'm prepared for the worst, to be honest. Okay, so I think that's the long-term count covered in Dow Jones. The risks are quite high at the moment, so it's time to watch out. Even in the short term, most definitely watch out, but even in the medium term, towards the end of 2018, even if the market makes a new high again, at that point, it'll just create the conditions for an even larger breakdown. So that's one to watch in the short term. So be sure to get your email. Be sure to sign up to the email list, and we can keep in touch and inform you of what we think what I think is happening in the long term. So if you want to stay in touch, get onto that email list over at bullwaves.org. So thanks so much for watching, and check out the website, and we will see you in the next update. And be sure to check out the other long-term counts that I have put up on YouTube also. Thanks so much. Bye-bye, guys and gals.